Good afternoon, my friends and people I've taken as my friends. This afternoon I'd like to announce a couple of things, and I think it's important to us as a nation as we're going forward. We have seen the terrible death, murder, brutalization of a Henneman farmer today. We have also seen a young woman who's had a throat slit in Durban, and we know that the crimes in South Africa are out of control. We have further witnessed today a despicable act of where our children who are busy studying and writing exams were exposed in fear by the chanting of members of the EFF under the command of Julius Malema and singing of the song, "Kill the Farmer, Kill the Bull." That song was declared hate speech. AfriForum and the EFF then made a pact of which they promised never to sing it again. Well, it was sung today outside of a school where our young learners, our future leaders, and young boys and girls were exposed to something they shouldn't have been exposed to. So I've taken the following steps. I have laid charges of intimidation as well as hate speech against Julius Malema, the EFF, and the members who were at Brackenfell High School today. I furthermore can tell you that as an ex-murder and robbery unit, this is not the first charge I've made against Julius Malema. But this is the first charge that I'm going to investigate personally. The police can investigate, but I am going to investigate as well to make sure that Julius Malema and the EFF leaders and the people that were there on the ground today in Brackenfell are charged with these crimes that carry a hefty jail sentence. It will not be charges just laid and left to the South African police services to investigate. I've already recruited 2 top ex-policemen of the highest integrity to investigate this case with me and bring forth all the evidence, if the police don't find it, to the National Prosecuting Authority of South Africa. The gloves have now come off against the EFF, and we will do everything in our power to make sure that they are convicted. We will also be appointing an advocate, a senior counsel advocate, to act on our behalf and make sure everything is done according to the law, that there will be no loophole in the case against Julius Malema. Julius Malema and the EFF will now face, which includes me, 3 experienced ex-detectives of the South African Police Force. 3 ex-detectives that worked and had pride to be a policeman. 3 ex-detectives that worked day and night when a suspect was on the loose. We will not relent. We will bring this case and it will be investigated speedily. And it will be placed at the door of the National Prosecuting Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, if this case is denied by the National Prosecuting Authority, which we've seen before, we will bring and we have got investors to help us with funding, we will bring a private prosecution that many people over the last 10 years, including AfriForum, have said they will bring against Julius Malema and the EFF leadership. We will privately prosecute them in the High Court of South Africa in the Western Cape. I promise today, and I speak on behalf of these friends, colleagues, ex-colleagues of mine, who are hardened detectives, that this case will be investigated to such a point that there will be no way out except for them to be convicted of this heinous crimes. When you touch our children, you have touched the cord of a nation. And when you touch the cord of a nation, you can either go two ways. We can pull it our way, or it can break. So you have my word for it, South Africa, that we will prosecute Julius Malema with the help of the South African Police Services, with the help of the National Prosecuting Authority, or not. If they don't step up to the plate now, we will step up to the plate and get Julius Malema, the leadership of the EFF, and those members who traumatize school children today, prosecuted in no uncertain terms. We will continue after discussion today that even if it takes us to the Constitutional Court, we are ready for the challenge. But Julius Malema is going to find out what it is like to be investigated by ex-murder and robbery squad detectives who know the law, who know what they're doing, who are unbiased and relentless in their pursuit for justice. The second point I'd like to bring up is that there were calls today, and I call on South Africans, of which the date is still to be announced, and whether I will have your support or not. There are many people unemployed today of all colors, and there are many people going to be more unemployed as the economy takes a dive. In life, we have to sacrifice certain things, and certain things have to be sacrificed for the greater good and the cause. I'm calling on South Africa from the 7th of December for those who are not in essential service to shut down South Africa. I'm not calling for a civil war. I'm not calling for a revolt. I'm calling for a passive resistance until the President of the Republic of South Africa takes a stand against crime, until the President of South Africa, which are one of our demands, releases and fires the Minister of Police, Mr. Bekele, immediately, that the President of the Republic of South Africa takes and undertakes to address the country at least once a week on all matters happening around this land, as well as declaring the murders of farmers a national disaster. We need a state of emergency into our farm murders. We need the lifting that the commandos can go back and defend the farms. Recalling that experienced policemen are deployed to protect the farms throughout South Africa. And we are demanding that all policemen that have been convicted of serious crimes be immediately dismissed from the South African Police Service. We furthermore call that our protests will be peaceful. There will be no violence from our side. And we want to warn the President now in no uncertain terms that once the borders are open, that we can travel, the dockets that we have got, and the cases that we have laid, and the evidence in our possession, we will approach the International Court in The Hague against the crimes and genocide of mainly white South Africans. Many of us feel that whites have become the target of genocide, and at the moment what is happening to our farmers and the people of South Africa of all colours are crimes against humanity. And that's why we will approach the court in The Hague to put certain people on trial who are allowing this and these atrocities to violate and damage our nation. We will leave no stone unturned, and we ask for all South Africans' backing and for the help of South Africans, that this will not become, like my good friend calls it, an event. This is here to stay. This is not an event. We have drawn the line in the sand when it comes to our beloved children in our beloved country that we love and that we are part of. I'll take you back to the speech of Thabo Mbeki. I'm an African. I'm an African. I'm a white South African. And I'm proud to be a white South African, and I will never deny my heritage. We'll furthermore, Mr. President, in closing, ask for the immediate review of BBE. It's discriminatory, it violates the Bill of Rights, it violates the Constitution, and it violates international law. Everyone in South Africa, white, coloured, Indian and black, have to be treated exactly the same on all fronts. That every job, whether it's in the defence forces, in the police force, corporate, or in the public sector, has to be open for all colours. We cannot discriminate anymore against the colour of a person's skin. Mr. President, we will be sending a letter off to you tomorrow morning. You'll get it tomorrow morning, but it will be sent off this evening, stating what we want. And we are not, and I repeat, we are not going to relent as the sand of time is running out. I leave you with a quote, Mr. President, and my friends, we will never, and I repeat, we will never surrender, as said by the great statesman Winston Churchill. These promises I've made tonight will be kept, so help me God. God bless you and have a great evening.